Welcome to Wealthdom. I'm Noble PM. In today's video, we're going to take a look at the last week. We're going to do a weekly wrap up. Also, we're going to go over my trades that I did last week. I'm going to make this a weekly thing. Each end of the week, we're going to go over my trades. What do you think about that? Also, we're going to take a look at the end and at the future economic events. So I would just say, let's get started with the top news from the last week that influenced the market. And we're going to go over from 7th to the 11th of July with renewable tariffs, central bank decisions, Elon Musk threatening to create a new party because his bromance with Donald Trump is, I think, ending. Or who knows, maybe everything is just a trick. So some interesting economic data came out with US jobs market surprising to the upside. The jobs report came in strong that with expectations 147,000 payroll jobs added, which was pretty great. However, pricing payrolls grew slowly and the unemployment rate lowered due to fall in the labor force. Also, the average hourly earnings rose, but at a slower pace than in May. Now, the market reaction, everything went up. So, no problems there. Actually, they did hold a bit, and then in the last two sessions of the week, they went up, but on Friday, as you can see also in our heat map here, we kind of landed on red. Also, the S&P landed on red-ish because it was just minus 0.33% or 33 basis points, as the experts say. Now, the China inflation data, also a bit surprising because China's CPI rose by 0.1%. Market reaction was a weak inflation signal stalling recovery in China, which does influence the US and the European market. Now, also the Eurozone, talking about the European market, the Eurozone retail sales and inflation cooled to 1.8% in May, and the headline inflation in the Eurozone ticked up to the ECB's 2% target in June. Also, they have the 2% interest rate. Now, market reaction to this is that the ECB reaction to hitting its inflation target suggests a potential pause in the interest rate cuts, which I do wish they would cut more. They did cut a lot this year already and also last year, but they could keep it up. Now, also let's talk about the major tariff threats or tariff renewal. One interesting thing, Donald Trump announcing that 200% and 300% tariffs, but also the 50% on copper, which is really interesting. I also posted an article there on that specific day, if it would be time to short the copper markets. So let me hit in the comment section what do you think about the copper market? It's time to short because copper is currently, let's take a look at copper here, not only at all-time high this year, but all-time high, all-time highs. Just take a look at this. And it's in an uptrend. The last uptrend that we had like this, well, we never had an uptrend like this, but also I think this was in 2009 after the 2008 financial crisis, and then it did do a good recovery, like 3 years. It took like 2 to 3 years to make its recovery, and then it plummeted once more to 2016. So what does this say? But I would say this is a uptrend and this is a bullish trend for copper. And just keep in mind that if we do need more power in order to power AI, we also need some cables for it. So electricity should go up, the infrastructure. Okay, so that's enough about tariffs. Let's see what does the economy or what kind of economic news do we expect the next week. So on Monday, nothing. Then on Tuesday, we have core inflation reports and also the year-to-year, month-to-month. Then you have on Wednesday, the PPI. And on Thursday, we have retail sales. So closing up with Friday with building permits, housing starts, and Michigan consumer sentiment, which I would categorize the next week as really risky. So take care with your trades out there. I already made a couple of purchases and let's see how they unwind next week. Okay, let's go to trades. What trades did I do last week? So on Monday, I sold my Eli Lilly position at only yielding a 6.4 euros on it. Remember, I'm in euros. You can convert it into dollars if you want. You know what? I'm going to do a separate thing here that would convert it into dollars. Okay, so there we are. So $7.49. So just read the $50 if you want. Now also Rheinmetall, $35, sold it also on the 7th of July. Then I did another trade of Tesla. Now last week I lost major on Tesla. I lost 2 times. Let me just check this. I lost 25 euros and then 56 euros on Tesla. But this week I made back 9.5. Then I did a little trade on the S&P 500 ETF. But actually this was triggered by me creating a video on how to buy a ETF. So did just a small trade. I bought it and then I sold it afterwards. Now Visa, I sold my Visa position completely, $118 on that trade. And also Amazon, I sold it yesterday, making only $8.89. So take a look at the other portfolio. This is going to change. This is going to massively change this portfolio. I'm going to convert it into a different type of portfolio. I sold Circle on Monday, yielding $100. Actually more than $100. Let me just check this. $117 I made on that trade. Now these are all before taxes and also fees. Okay, so the fees are minimal, but taxes are 26% in Germany. Woo! Okay, and then I sold my Warrior Met call position because it's in a. I do believe in this company. I think I'm going to buy it back on the other portfolios. I'm going to buy it back here. The problem with this company, they're actually not problem. They're just producing coal. But I wanted to delete it from this portfolio. So I sold it, made a little bit of gain there, $34 on that trade. So my target is that weekly 250 euros. I did reach it. I also surpassed it by 14%. So I surpassed it by 37 euros almost. And my monthly target is at 1,000 euros. Just doing little trades here and there where I see a little bit of opportunity, I'm going to make a trade. Now, if you want to follow along with my trades, then do subscribe to the channel, hit the notification bell, in order to get notified when I post new videos like this. With this being said, thank you so much for watching. I'm Nova PM. This was Wealthdom weekly recap. Check out my next video. It's going to be about ETFs. So catch you next time. Bye bye.